Hey, buddy, I think you're going the wrong way. All right, guys, time is now 7:19. It's about time to start getting race number 1 on track. All right, young man, I'm going to have to ask you to pull in now. We're going racing. Actually, could you please remove the truck from the track? Indeed. All right, it's going to be Bryant, Antonio, George, Mike, and Barry. Racers in this one, Jeremy, Anthony, Kyle, Ben, and Rich.
Ben St. John. Anthony Zachiglowski. Kyle Howard. Rich Bright. Jeremy Vidig.
Okay, everybody's checked in. I got Barry out here, got Bryant. Looking for a few more. All right, Antonio and Mike, I'm going to need your help, guys. All right, starting lineup going to be Jeremy 1, Anthony 2, Kyle 3, Ben 4, Rich 5. You guys will be going when your name is called. We'll get this party started with Jeremy on the tone. Anthony, Kyle, Ben, and Rich. All right, round number 2 underway. All right, looks like we are now live on YouTube. No Facebook tonight. YouTube seems to work. Took a little while to figure that out. Our streaming software doesn't exactly tell you what does and doesn't work. It just kind of does or doesn't work. But we should be on YouTube as I speak. Jeremy encountering some bad luck here in the opening going. Something happening to that ride. So that's going to put Anthony to the number 1 spot, followed by Rich, Ben, and Kyle.
5 minutes
All right, Anthony
left.
going 16-4. Got Kyle a 16-7. Ben a 17-5. Rich 18-0. Minute 10 down, 4:50 left. All right, Anthony going 16-4. Fastest lap of this race. He's currently on a 21 flat for pace. Got Ben on a 20.06. Got Rich 20.07. Kyle 20.09. Oh, somebody's car is making some noise. A minute 40 down. Anthony out front. Now 22 lap pace in the works. And unfortunately, that is Rich. So that's going to bring our car count down to just 3. All right, Anthony, Kyle, Ben, our top 3. Anthony 21.01, Kyle 21.17, Ben 20.02. All right, we got 210 down, 350 to go. All right, 220 in, 340 remains. Anthony going 16.4 once again. Slightly faster 16.4 than the previous one. So Anthony now on a 22 lap run. Got Kyle 21.12, Ben 20.04, 245 down, 315 left. Anthony's pace falling off just a little. 21.03. Careful in the chicane. That is clear. So Anthony 21.03. Kyle 21.10. Ben 20.02. 310 down. 250 left. Just past halfway. All right, Anthony, Kyle, Ben. Your remaining competitors here in race number 1. Yeah, looks like Rich is back on track. That sounds a lot better. Good stuff, good stuff. 340 down, 220 left. Anthony, new fast lap, a 16.2. He backs it up a 16.3. Got Kyle going 16.7, Ben 17.1. Yeah, just over 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
Right now, Anthony holding down a 9.1 second lead. Got Kyle 6.7 ahead of Ben. Minute 50 to go, drivers. Anthony 10 ahead of Kyle. Kyle 6.5 ahead of Ben. Ben, quite a distance up on Rich, but Rich had that unscheduled pit stop. Yeah, minute 35 to go, drivers. So Anthony 21.03, Kyle 21.15, Ben 20.09. So fast laps got Anthony a 16.2, Kyle now at a 16.3, Ben now a 17.0, Rich an 18.0. A minute 10 remaining, drivers. 70 seconds left.
One minute left.
All right, 55 seconds remain. Anthony, Kyle, Ben, and Rich on track. 45 seconds to go. Anthony's pace 21 flat, Kyle 21.13, Ben 20.04. 35 seconds left. Up next is race 2. Be ready to go. $15.8 for Anthony last time around. His pace now in 22 lap territory. 5 seconds left. Keep going, drivers. Keep going.
Ben St. John done.
All right, Ben is done. Everybody else still alive.
Anthony Zachiglowski done. Rich Bright done. All drivers are finished.
And that will be a
Kyle
race.
Howard done.
Anthony takes that qualifier 22:14. Got Kyle 21:14, Ben 20:02, Rich getting 12 laps with that pit stop in the middle.
The race is completed.
All right, folks. I may need you all to put down your cars. Come on out and turn marshal. Up next is race number 2. This one's going to be Lucas, Ryan, Luis, Art, and Roderick.
Lucas.
What kind of drink? We talking like a Monster, a beer,
Ryan R. Randall.
a martini?
Roderick McLeod.
Or an old-fashioned, I suppose.
Luis A. Cazares. AJ Cardinale.
All right, looking for turn marshals. All right, we got Kyle, we got Anthony, got Jeremy, I got Rich, I got Ben. All right, good stuff. Glad you guys are all out here. I'm going to have to make an example out of someone one of these days. You don't want to be the example, trust me. All right, get Roderick over into the staging area. Our starting lineup is going to be Lucas 1, Ryan 2, Luis 3, Art 4, Roderick 5, and you guys will be going as your name is called. Little help. Thank you, sir. All right, we're going with Lucas on the tone. Ryan, Luis, Art, and Roderick. Whoa. Holy hamburgers. All right, got Lucas going 15-6, Ryan 16-1. Artist 16-7. Got Roderick 20, Luis 20. We're just 30 seconds in, and we got Lucas out front. All right, Lucas with the fast line there through the cinnamon roll. 15-1 that time by for Lucas. So right now, Lucas out front, 24-12. Art going 22-09. Ryan 21-07. Roderick 20-02. And Luis 19-02. We're just past 1 minute in. Lucas currently 4.5 ahead of Art. Art 2 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 3.5 ahead of Roderick. Roderick 3.2 ahead of Luis. All right, 1:25 down, 4:35 to go. Got 1:35 in, 4:25 to go. Lucas out front, driving the lilac car. Got Ryan driving the pink, blue, and white. Art running his signature colors, the white, black, orange, and yellow. Got 1:55 down, 4:05 remaining.
4 minutes left.
All right, Lucas out front, 24-14. Art 22 flat. Ryan 22 flat as well. Luis at 21-12 and Roderick 21-15. 2:15 down, 3:45 left. All right, 2:30 down, 3:30 left. All right, 2:45 down, 3:15 to go. Lucas 24-12 in the works. Ryan 23-10, Art 22-01, Luis 21-01, Roderick 21-10. Lucas 6.5 ahead of Ryan, Ryan 3.5 ahead of Art, Art 9.5 ahead of Luis, and Luis 2.5 ahead of Roderick. So Lucas only car in this qualifier currently on a 24-lap run. Lucas liking that new car. You can get your very own in the shop. We got them in stock. It's the X-Ray XB226. Hey, I won't tell you not to buy one until someone pays me to. Lucas making that car look really good. 15-1 that time around. So Lucas 24-11, Ryan 23-06, Art 22-01, Luis 21-02, Roderick 21-09.
2 minutes left.
All right, so Lucas fast lap 15-1. We got Ryan 15-2, Art 15-7, Luis 15-3, Roderick a 16-1. Got a minute 45 to go, drivers. The race leader about to enter the back straight. 15-4 that time by. He's 7 seconds up on Ryan. Ryan 7.6 ahead of Art. Art 10.5 ahead of Luis. Luis 5.3 ahead of Roderick. A minute 25 remains. All right, a minute 10 to go, 70 seconds left. So Lucas now 7.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 8.8 ahead of Art. Art 8.7 ahead of Luis. Luis 6.9 ahead of Roderick. 50 seconds to go. Lucas's pace 24-11. Got Ryan 23-04. Art 22 flat. Luis 22-09. Roderick 21-02. Got 40 seconds left, drivers. 35 seconds left. 14-9, that time by for Lucas. 20 seconds to go, drivers. Lucas backing up that 14-9 with a 15-0. Getting faster towards the end of this one. As we say, Lucas's race aging like a fine bottle of wine, getting better as it progresses. All right, folks, time's about to expire.
Lou S. A. Cazares done. Ryan R. Randall done. Lucas Sichigloski done. AJ Cardinale done.
All right,
drivers
folks, that will be a race.
Roderick McLeod
Lucas
done.
going 24-10, Ryan going 23-06, Art at 23-15, Luis 22-05, Roderick 22-15.
The race is completed.
All right, this is race number 3 in warm-up. That'll be Tony, Kevin, Jordan, Omar, Nelson, Brian.
Brian Gross. Jordan Rivera. Kevin Allen. Omar Man and Salsa. Nelson B. El Tigre.
All right, I'm going to need some turn marshals out here, guys. Lucas, Ryan, Art, Luis, Roderick. Hey, if you don't want a turn marshal, there's the door. All right, we got Lucas, got Luis, I got Roderick. I'm sure Art's out there somewhere. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody? Ryan's out there? Yep, we got everybody. All right, we're going Tony, Kevin, Jordan, Omar, Nelson, Brian. Be Tony on the tone. E. Kevin, Jordan, Omar, Nelson, and whatever you'd like, Brian. Gotta admit, I kind of like starting qualifiers last. I can go whenever I feel like it. I like to start them last. I definitely don't like finishing them last, though. Well, you know, it happens. That's life. C'est la vie, I guess. All right, now we got 3 laps in the books for some of our competitors. Right now, Tony Wilson, 24:06. Kevin Allen, 24:11. Jordan Rabar, 24:12. Omar, 24:12.
5 minutes left.
Nelson, 24:15. Brian at 22. We got 105 down, 4:55 to go. All right, a minute 20 down, 4:40 to go. Tony out front, 24:04. Fast lap right now going to Kevin Allen at a 14:9. Tony at 15:0, Jordan 15:1, Brian 15:2, Omar 15:3, Nelson 15:4. Minute 40 down. Tony currently 6/10 up on Kevin. Kevin 4/10 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 4/10 ahead of Omar. Omar 7/10 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 2.4 ahead of Brian. Brian, new fast lap, 14:925.
4 minutes left.
You heard the man. 2 down, 4 to go. Tony, 24:06 in the works. Careful with the wall ride. That is clear. Tony 1 second ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.4 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.3 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 0.5 ahead of Omar. And Omar 2 seconds ahead of Brian. Yeah, a couple of cars going down here. Yeah, 2:30 down, 3:30 left. .240 in, 3:20 left. Tony 24:06, got Kevin 24:09, Jordan 24:13, Nelson also 24:13, Omar 23:12, Brian 21.
3 minutes left.
Oh no, Kevin getting stuck. That's what happened to Marty on Friday night, almost the same thing. Oh. Omar coming in hot. 3:25 down, 2:35 to go. All right, 2:20 remaining. Tony's still holding on to the 1 spot, but the margin's substantially slimmer. Right now, Tony 0.7 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 0.7 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.2 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 15 ahead of Omar. Omar 1 ahead of Brian. Got 2 minutes to go, drivers. Tony 24-12, Nelson 24-14, Kevin 24-15, Jordan 23-01, Brian 22-08, Omar 22-08. A minute 45 to go, drivers. A minute 35 left. Tony Wilson has the fast lap now, 14-8. A minute 30 to go, drivers, 90 seconds left. All right, a minute 15 remaining. BG now with the new fast lap, 14-7. Careful, double, cinnamon roll double, guys, cinnamon roll double. And BG has left the chat.
1 minute left.
Now 1 minute to go, drivers. Tony Wilson out front, 24-10. Nelson 24-13. Uh-oh, Nelson upside down. Now 40 seconds to go as they cross the line. It's going to be now Tony, Jordan, Nelson, Kevin, Omar. Tony 24-10, Jordan 24-13. Nelson 23 flat, Kevin 23-01, Omar 22-02. 25 seconds remain. Race number 4 coming up next.
Kevin Allen done. Omar Man and Salsa done. Nelson B done. LT Gray done.
All right, one more car, one more car. And that
all drivers are finished.
Tony Wilson
Jordan
going
Rivera
24-10, Jordan at 24-12, Nelson 23 flat, Kevin 23 flat, Omar 22 flat. All right, folks, moving into race number 4.
The race is completed. Mike Council. Antonio Council. George Lynn. Barry Soppet.
We're going to need some turn marshals, guys.
Gunther.
All right, everybody's checked in. Got my marshals out here. Thank you, guys. Actually, Nelson, let's see. I could probably use you up in this corner up by race control. He's on the way. But in the meantime, let's get you guys ready to go. Our starting lineup is going to be Brian 1, Antonio 2, George 3, Mike 4, Barry 5. All right, folks, we are going racing with Bryant on the tone. Antonio, George, Oak, Mike, and Barry. All right, George and Mike, your times will start next time, I suppose. For some reason, the loop did not pick up your opening lap. So you guys are now on the clock. All right, Brian going 14-1, Barry 15-6, Antonio 16-1. Lap 2, we got Mirafuente 14-1, Lynn 14-7, Council 14-2, Micah 15-2, Barry 15-4. 45 seconds in. Oh. So George Lynn now out front, 14-7 that time by
5 minutes
Antonio,
left.
bringing fast lap down to a 13-9. Yeah, just past a minute down. Right now it's Antonio Council out front, 25-08. Got George 24 flat, Barry 24-11, Bryant 24-05, and Mike 22-02. Fast lap now, going 13-8 from Bryant Mirafuente. Minute 30 down, 4:30 left. Got Antonio 1.8 ahead of George. George 1.5 ahead of Bryant. Bryant 1.6 ahead of Barry. Barry 3.4 ahead of Mike. Got 4:15 remaining, drivers. All right, folks, estimated start time for the main events. We're looking about 8:05.
4 minutes left.
All right, Antonio, George, Bryant, Barry, and Mike, your full running order here. Got Antonio 25-11 for pace. George 25-12. Bryant also a 25-12. Got Barry 24-10 and Mike 23-04. Careful up front, guys. Careful up front. So Mirafuente now out front. He is now on a 20. Oh, Antonio now back to the front. 25-09 for Council. 25-11 for Mirafuente. 25-12 for Lynn. 24-11 for Barry. 22-01 for Mike. All right, 2:45 in, 3:15 to go.
Three minutes left.
All right, Antonio, Bryant, George, Barry, and Mike, your full running order. Antonio 25-06, Bryant 25-08, George 25-12. Got Barry 24-11, Mike 23-14. Oh, Antonio getting caught in the fence there. I mean, I guess technically the catch fence doing its job. Got 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. Wow, outside pass. 2:20 to go, drivers. Right now it's Mirafuente 25-06, Lynn 25-12, Council 24 flat, Barry 23-13, sorry, 24-13, Mike 23-08. Got just over 2 minutes left, drivers.
2 minutes left.
Bryant currently 4.8 ahead of George. George 0.6 ahead of Antonio. Antonio 9.6 ahead of Barry. Barry 6.5 ahead of Mike. Minute 45 to go. All right, a minute 30 left. Whoa, Bryant going for a crazy tumble. That works. 1:20 to go, drivers. All right, Bryant 25-09, George 25-13, and 24 flat. Barry 24-13, Mike 23-07. Careful up front, guys.
1 minute left.
You heard the man, 1 minute to go. Bryant 25-08, George 25-13, Antonio 24-03, Barry 24-14, and Mike 23-06. 45 seconds left. .30 seconds remain. Bryant 5.6 ahead of George. George 4.1 ahead of Antonio. Antonio 10.8 ahead of Barry. And Barry 5.6 ahead of Mike. 15 seconds to go. 5 seconds left, drivers.
Antonio Council done. Barry Soffit done. Goompa done.
All right, two more. Keep going, one more.
Mike Council done. All drivers
All right, that'll be a race,
finished.
guys. Brian
George
going
Lynn
25.05, George 25.14,
The race is
Antonio
concluded.
24.01, Barry 23 flat, Mike 23.04. All right, folks, get the main event set up here. We'll be going in about 10 minutes. All right, folks, so our D group's going to be Jeremy, Anthony, Roderick, Kyle, Ben, and Rich. You guys will be race 1. Race 2, our C group, going to be Mike, Brian, Ryan, Art, and Luis. B group tonight, Kevin, Jordan, Nelson, Barry, and Omar. And our A group, Brian, Antonio, George, Tony, and Lucas. All right, so we'll be taking the winner of each lower man up to the next one. All right, and we'll be racing in 10 minutes.
Roderick McLeod.
All right, folks, it's about time for race number 1. That'll be Jeremy, Anthony, Roderick, Kyle, Ben, and Rich. All right, turn marshals for this race will be Bryant, Antonio, George, Tony, and Lucas. Or representatives on behalf, volunteers are fine. If you can convince your buddy to marshal for you, that is perfectly fine. All right, race 1, Jeremy, Anthony, Roderick, Kyle, Ben, and Rich.
Anthony Zachiglowski. Jeremy Vidig. Ben St. John.
All right, I'm looking for Bryant, Antonio, George, Tony, Lucas. Well, I got 3 of 5. Got Lucas, I got George, I got Bryant. Looking for a few more,
Kyle Howard. Rich Bright.
Okay, looks like got everybody checked in. Got my turn marshals on track. Let's get them lined up on the back straight. It's going to be Jeremy on the 1 spot, Anthony on the 2, Roderick on the 3, Kyle 4, Ben 5, Rich 6. Need a little help on the grid there. All right. Everybody on the grid, everybody's right side up. The marshals are out here. The marshals are all also right side up, thankfully. Drivers, best of luck. We're going racing. Less than 5. And they're off. Anthony taking over the race lead. Oh, Jeremy with a bicycle into a traction roll. 15 seconds in. Anthony out front. Got Kyle up to the 2. Followed by Ben, Jeremy, Roderick, and Rich. 25 seconds in the books. Long race ahead, folks. Oh, Anthony upside down for a moment. That puts Kyle to the 1 spot. A foot race there. All right, we got 45 down, 5:15 to go. Anthony on the backside of the race leader. And now Anthony once again, the race leader. Ooh, Jeremy and Ben going for the 2 spot here. It did not work out for Ben. Yeah, 105 down, 4:55 to go. Race leader down the back straight. This time by split time is going to be 3.4. So Anthony 3.4 ahead of Roderick. Roderick just ahead of Kyle. Now that's the opposite. Kyle just ahead of Roderick. 125 down, 4:35 left. So Anthony now 4 seconds ahead of Kyle. Kyle 0.6 ahead of Roderick. Roderick 3.8 ahead of Ben. Ben 0.6 ahead of Jeremy. Jeremy 4.8 ahead of Rich. Got minute 45 down, 4:15 to go. All right, looks like your fastest lap going to Roderick, 16.1. Got Anthony also 16.1. Kyle 16.3, Ben 16.8, Jeremy 16.4.
4 minutes left.
And Rich 17.5. Yeah, 2:05 down, 3:55 to go. Roderick another 16.0 that time by. Driving the yellow ride with the red stripes. All right, 2:20 down, 3:40 to go. Oh. Race leader having some trouble there. That's going to allow Kyle to inch closer here. 2:30 down, 3:30 left. All right, good to go. 2:40 down, 2:20 left. So Anthony 0.9 ahead of Kyle, but they get together. Down the back straight they go. That's 1, 2, and 3 right there. Anthony just ahead of Roderick and Kyle. All right, we're 3:10 down, 2:50 to go. Anthony, Roderick, Kyle, Ben, Jeremy, and Richard, full running order. $3.25 down, $2.35 to go. Anthony, Roderick, Kyle, Ben, Jeremy, Rich. Anthony currently 1.3 ahead of Roderick. Roderick 0.9 ahead of Kyle. Kyle 6.3 ahead of Ben. Ben 3.9 ahead of Jeremy. We got 2:15 to go. Anthony now 1.7 ahead of Roderick.
2 minutes left.
It's time by. Gap remains the same. Kyle about 2 seconds back. Yeah, Ben 6 seconds back of Kyle. Jeremy about 4 seconds back of Ben. 1:45 remains, drivers. So right now, Anthony making his way through that cinnamon roll. He's got Roderick just 1.5 back. From Roderick to Kyle, it's about 3 seconds. Roderick gaining some ground here, going 15.6 that time by. He's got the leader in his sights. All right, leaders are coming up on Ben next. Yeah, 1:10 to go, drivers. Good teamwork, guys.
1 minute left.
5 down, 1 to go. Oh, Roderick a little off trajectory. And the gap's still under 1 second between Anthony and Roderick. Roderick now 4 seconds ahead of Kyle. Kyle 8 ahead of Jeremy. Jeremy 4 ahead of Ben. 40 seconds remain. This is the race to keep on racing. Winner gets to race with the C group. $25 seconds left. $20 seconds to go. 10 seconds left. This time by Anthony, half a second ahead of Roderick. Race to the line, drivers.
Rich Wright done.
It's going to be the pink
Kyle
and green
Howard
versus
done.
the yellow.
Ben St. John
Just
done.
a few more corners to go. And it's going to be Anthony making his way to the C main
Jeremy
event.
Vidic done. All drivers
All
are
right,
finished.
everybody's finished.
Roderick
Anthony
McLeod
taking the
done.
W. He's going to race again. Our podium for this one will be Roderick, Kyle, and Jeremy. The rest of the order will be Ben and Rich.
The race is completed.
All right, we're making our way into race number 2.
Mike Council.
All right, Anthony has just bumped into what is probably the most stacked
Ryan Gross.
C group I have ever seen. We have expert level drivers
Ryan
here.
R. Randall.
Not just one either.
AJ Cardinale.
All right, give it a little bit of gas, Ryan, a little bit of gas. There you go.
Anthony Zachiglowski.
All right, I'm going to need my drivers from that last one. I'm going to need Roderick, Kyle, Jeremy, Ben, and Rich. Careful at the wall ride, guys. Careful at the wall ride. Careful at the wall ride. All right, got Jeremy, got Roderick. I got Kyle. I got Ben. And I can't see around the speaker. Antonio? Antonio, is there someone over here? Okay, cool. All right, let's line them up, guys. It's going to be Mike Council on the 1 spot, Brian Gross on the 2, Ryan Randall 3, Art Cardinale 4, Luis Cazares 5, and Anthony on the 6. All right, folks. This is definitely the most stacked C group we've ever seen on Wednesday night. Only one of you will progress. Drivers, best of luck. We're racing in less than 5. Here we go. Go. All right, 10 seconds in. Out by Council just ahead of BG. Small gap back to Ryan. Small gap from Ryan to Luis. 25 seconds in. Our race leaders down the back straight. 15-4s out of both of them. Ryan going 15-3. Luis to 15-4 as well. Art 15-9. All right, we got 55 down, 5:05 to go.
5 minutes left.
Got BG 15-0 that time by. He's now 1 second ahead of Mike. Careful at the wall ride, guys. So BG going 15-0. Mike upside down. That is going to allow at least one car by. Right now, it is Brian, Luis, Mike, Art, Ryan, and Anthony. All right, 135 down, 425 left. Right now we got Brian 3 ahead of Luis, Luis 2 ahead of Mike, Mike 1 ahead of Art, Art 1 ahead of Ryan, and Ryan 2 seconds ahead of Anthony. Got a minute 55 down, 4:05 to go. Fast lap currently, gross of 14.9.
4 minutes left.
All right, 2:15 down, 3:45 left. $2.25 down, 3:35 to go. BG now with a 4-second lead, going 14.8 that time by Council back up to the 2 spot, followed by Cazares, Randall, Cardinale, and Anthony. 2:40 down, 3:20 to go, drivers. And trouble for your race leader. Thankfully, been getting there before another car did. Well, thankfully for Brian's case, I'm sure second and third have something to say contrary. All right, drivers, 3 minutes down.
3 minutes left.
So Brian 0.9 ahead of Mike, Mike 0.9 ahead of Luis, Luis 3.6 ahead of Ryan, Ryan 1.9 ahead of Art, Art 1.5 ahead of Anthony. Got 2:45 remaining, drivers. All right, 2:35 to go. All right, 2:25 remaining. Brian, Mike, Luis, Ryan, Art, and Anthony. Your full running order. BG 1.1 ahead of Mike. Mike 1.4 ahead of Luis.
2 minutes left.
All right, 4 minutes down, 2 remain. BG 1 ahead of Mike. Mike 2.1 ahead of Luis. Luis 3.3 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 4.5 ahead of Art. Art 3 seconds up on Anthony. Got a minute 45 remaining here. This is race number 2 on track. The most stacked C group ever seen. All right, a minute 30 to go, 90 seconds left. BG 1.5 ahead of Mike. Mike 3.3 ahead of Luis. Luis 2.5 on Ryan. Ryan 5.2 ahead of Art. Art 4.1 ahead of Anthony. Minute 15 remains. All right, a minute 5 remains.
1 minute left.
So BG now 2.5 seconds out. BG making his way up, approaching the back straight. BG now making his way through that left side chicane, through the switchbacks, over the rollers and into the cinnamon roll. "30 seconds left. 25 seconds remain. All right, 15 seconds to go, drivers. Brian Gross up by 2.9 seconds. Mike up on Luis by 3.6. Luis 1.2 ahead of Ryan. Good teamwork, guys. Oh.
Mike Council done. AJ Cardinale done. Lou S.A. Cazares done. Ryan R. Randall done.
All right, one more car.
Anthony
BG
done.
on a victory lap.
All drivers are finished.
And BG will make his
Ryan
way
Gross
to the
done.
D-main event. All right, podium for that one will be Mike, Luis, Ryan, rest of the order, Art, and Anthony. All right, folks, so I want to give some acknowledgement to Anthony here. He's one of our most improved drivers as of late. So everyone, if you can give Anthony a hand. Come on, guys, I can't hear you. Let's give Anthony a hand.
The race is completed. Nelson B. Kevin Allen.
All right,
Omar
Art's in the
Mandel
corner.
Salsa. Jordan Rivera.
All right, this is our B group. Kevin, Jordan, Nelson, Barry, Omar, and Brian. All right, I got Art, Ryan, Anthony, and Mike. All right, Luis making his way to a spot.
Ryan Gross.
Oh, man, blinding all the drivers. Oh, man. I think they're seeing spots now, Mike. All right, folks,
Very
let's line them
solid.
up. Me, Kevin on the 1, Jordan 2, Nelson 3, Barry 4, Omar 5, Brian 6. All right, we got our marshals out here. We got a grid. Drivers ready. We're going racing. Less than 5. Here we go. All right, 15 seconds in. All right, 30 seconds down. Kevin Allen out front. Got Jordan in the 2 spot, followed by Nelson, Omar, Brian, and Barry. We're 40 seconds down. All right, Kevin, Jordan, Nelson, Omar, Barry, Brian. Oh, a little mix up there. Brian getting 2 spots. That's the BOGO he was looking for.
5 minutes left.
1 down, 5 to go. Fastest lap so far, Nelson, 15-0. Careful at the wall. Oh, that's all clear. Now it's a 3-way battle for the 2. All right, wait for Brian, and you're good to go. All right, 1:15 in, 4:45 left. So Kevin, Jordan, Brian, Nelson, Omar, Barry, your full running order. So our closest battle right now, Jordan, Brian, Nelson, all those guys, about 1.7 total margin from Jordan to Nelson. BG caught in the middle there. BG now holding down new fast lap of 14.9. We got 2 minutes in.
4 minutes left.
Yeah, 2:05 down, 3:55 to go. Right now, Kevin, he's about 3.8 ahead of Jordan. Jordan, 5 ahead of Brian. Brian, 0.5 ahead of Omar. Omar, 0.3 ahead of Nelson. It looks to be the other way around now. Between Omar and Brian, that is. So Omar up to the 3 spot. Just 0.4 ahead of BG. BG point something ahead of Barry. And a little trouble for Omar there. That's going to put Brian back to the 3 spot. That's the most interesting battle on track right now for the 3. Brian, Barry, Omar. And got Nelson just a few back. Got 3 minutes down.
3 minutes left.
Kevin 4.1 ahead of Jordan. Jordan 5.9 ahead of Brian. Brian 1.1 ahead of Barry. Barry 1.2 ahead of Omar. Omar 1.4 ahead of Nelson. All right, race leader's starting to catch up to the back of the pack here. So if you see yellow and white, just give them a little bit of room. All right, 2:30 to go. Kevin, Jordan, Brian, your top three. That time by Kevin going 14.9. All right, 2:20 remains, drivers. Kevin, Jordan, Brian, Barry, Omar, Nelson. Jordan going 14.9 that time by, so does Barry. All right, drivers, 4 minutes
2
in.
minutes left.
2 minutes to go. All right, 1:45 to go. Minute 30 remains, 90 seconds left. Kevin this time by, making his way by some traffic. Careful, guys. Gap between Kevin and Jordan now 6.7. Got Barry Soppin moving into the 3 spot. He's about 5.5 back of Jordan. BG right there with Barry. Those guys are about 4 ahead of Omar. And Omar just getting passed by Nelson there. Those guys having a good battle.
1 minute left.
You heard the man, a minute to go. All right, leader through the chicane, through the switchback, into the rollers, through the cinnamon roll, over the cinnamon roll double. Making his way over that final double, down the back straight. 35 seconds remain. Wow, Barry Soppit, new fast lap, 14.7. 25 seconds to go. Czar B group on track. There's only one race left after this. Oh, trouble for Barry. That's going to put BG right there. BG making the move. Putting that thing to the inside. Time is about to expire.
Brian Gross done. Barry Soppit done. Kevin Allen done. Omar Mann and Salsa done. Nelson B done.
All right, that will
All
be a
drivers are
race.
finished.
It's going to be Kevin Allen moving
Jordan
on to
Rivera
the
done.
main event tonight. Jordan, Brian, Barry, your podium, followed by Omar and Nelson.
The race is completed.
We all know that Kevin Allen won that one, but Omar and Nelson sounding like a couple of winners down there. Those guys had a good battle. That's what it's all about. It's all about having a good time with your buds. All right,
George
this
Lake.
one's going to be Bryant's. Antonio, George,
Lucas
Tony,
Tchaikovsky.
Lucas, and Kevin.
El Tigre. Antonio Council. Goomba.
All right, this is our A main event.
Kevin Allen.
All right. I am looking for some turn marshals. Okay, got BG Jordan. I know I got someone over here. Got Barry. Cool. I got up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have a fifth? Actually, Omar. Let's see. Can I get you on this orange dot here? I have kind of a good middle ground. All right, lineup is going to be Bryant on the 1, Antonio 2, George 3, Tony 4, Lucas 5, Kevin 6. All right, grid is set. Drivers ready. We are going racing, less than 5. All right, we are off. Mirafuente leading the field to the green flag. Omar's having fun. 20 seconds in. Like I said, no matter where he finishes, Omar is a winner. Got 30 seconds down. Got Bryant Mirafuente, 1.2 ahead of Antonio. Antonio 1 ahead of George. George 2.1 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2 ahead of Lucas. And trouble there for Antonio. That's going to put George Lynn now to the 2. 45 seconds down. Whoa, coming in hot. All right, we're 1 minute in, 5 minutes left. Bryant 1.7 ahead of George. George just ahead of Antonio. And there it is, Antonio back to the 2. 1:15, oh, back straight, and clear. Oh. $125 down, 4:35 left. So council calling it a race. Must be something wrong with that thing. Out a minute 40 down. Mirafuente going 13-9 that time around. George going 14-8. So we got a $150 down, 4:10 to go. Long race ahead. Bryant another 13-8. We're now 2 minutes in.
4 minutes left.
So Bryant now 5.8 ahead of George. George 3.5 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.3 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 4 ahead of Tony. All right, we got 220 down, 3:40 to go. Bryant, George, Kevin, Lucas, Tony, Antonio. Bryant 5.6 ahead of George. George 3.5 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.8 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 3.4 ahead of Tony. All right, 250 down, 3:10 to go. Bryant, George, Kevin, Lucas, Tony. Bryant now 4 seconds up on George. George 4.2 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.5 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 4.7 ahead of Tony. 3:15 down, 2:45 left. All right, 2:35 remaining. Bryant, George, Kevin, Lucas, Tony. Still your running order. 2:20 to go. All right, Bryant. 5.4 ahead of George. George 5.2 ahead of Kevin. Got one down the middle. That is clear. Race leader going blue and yellow side down for a moment. So that is going to diminish the gap between himself and George to about 2 seconds. George 6.2 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 5 ahead of Lucas. Yeah, minute 50 to go, drivers. All right, a minute 40 left. So Bryant now 2.6 ahead of George. George is 10 seconds ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.5 ahead of Lucas. All right, a minute 20 remains. A minute 10 to go, 70 seconds. It's like closest battle on track is to be Kevin versus Lucas. Down the back straight they go.
1 minute left.
$50 seconds remaining. And that battle for the final podium spot making its way around the left side of the course. Now they're over the rollers into the cinnamon roll. Over that cinnamon roll double. Now over the final double. Down the back straight. 30 seconds left. Gap is 0.4 between those two cars. Oh, Lucas to the inside. Able to make it stick, but unfortunately, Lucas on his lid. 15 seconds left. Oh, Lucas else for position. 3 seconds to go.
LT Gray done. Lucas Sichigloski done. Gumpa done. George Lynn done. All drivers are
All right,
finished.
that'll be a race, guys.
Kevin Allen done.
Bryant taking the victory there. George in the 2. Kevin taking that final podium spot. And those guys made him work for it. Got Tony in the 4. Lucas 5, Antonio with the DNF. All right, folks, thank you all for coming out to this edition of Wednesday Night Racing. We are doing the turkey shootout this Friday, everybody. Turkey shootout. Winner gets a turkey, second place gets pumpkin pie, and third place gets stuffing. Yes. 7. No. I'm just kidding.
The
All
race
right,
is
folks, thank
completed.
you all for coming out, and we'll see you next